I have these days, and I think you have these days as well, where I'm disappointed in myself and as a result think that I'm a bigger burden to others than I actually am. And because I don't want to be a burden to them, I end up being a burden to myself. When I, for example, am in a state where things are just not going as well, I do not want to open myself up to other people because I already have this negative image. I think that I'm such a burden. I think that I'm going to drain other people. In reality, these people are there for me. They also tell me, yeah, just open up, man. Like, speak out. But because I don't end up speaking out, I end up draining myself. I direct all the pain inward and just make myself worse. And this is despite me knowing, and probably also despite you knowing, that in these kind of periods where you just don't believe in yourself or things are a little bit more difficult mentally, you have to reach out to other people, especially if you have the people, right? But I think it's just this level of self-sabotage and also this level of, not self-hatred, but where self-love is absent. If you really loved yourself, you would do the thing that you need to do in order to get better. But obviously that is not being done. Let's take it one step further, and this is probably also something you can very much relate to. You go to a social event, you're kind of down. You don't want to be a burden to others. You don't want to drain others, right? You don't want to bring the whole event down with your miserable mood, so you don't show it. You try your best to hide it, but you still somehow fail. Some people may notice it, but you definitely don't want to talk about it because else it's all about you and you get the impression that the event's being drained just so you can feel better. But is that not what friends are for? What the people who are close to you are for? We forget that often. I mean, if you see somebody who's having a bad day, you would probably be the first one who goes towards them to help them. Maybe that's because you're an empath. Who knows? Not everybody's an empath. That makes the whole thing more difficult, right? If you have the impression that there's not even going to be an equivalent exchange. Yeah. You know what I tell myself sometimes? Why restrict yourself? Say what's going on. Say how you feel. See how the others react. If they show support, amazing. Good. That's what you expected from them, right? They're your friends. You would do the same for them as well. If they don't care and say, oh yeah, you're being a real burden, man, you're killing the vibe, maybe those are not your friends. Maybe they just want you when everything's about performance, when everything's good. They don't want to see you when things are bad. And that's often despite you being the individual who would be there for them. But that's a whole different topic, right? Goes back to the whole empath thing I just mentioned. So put yourself out there. Say what's going on. If you're now somebody who says, okay, I don't want to do it in front of so many people, well then contact a friend. I know this is kind of hypocritical because I said I struggle with this topic myself, but I still try to cope with it in a way so that I can survive and still have a good life. Talking to a friend will do wonders, especially when they open up as well. It will not feel amazing in the moment. If it already does, okay, that's good. But it often feels good a couple of days later. You have to trust me here. Let's say you meet up with a friend on a Wednesday. You exchange stories and so on. Yeah, by Thursday or Friday, or maybe even first Saturday, you're gonna start to feel much better. I don't know the exact explanation behind this. Perhaps that you need a little bit of sleep to reconsolidate your memories and therefore to make sense of everything and integrate the new experiences within your past. Probably there's some kind of theory there, but you can let me know what exactly it is. You can also let me know if you struggle with this kind of issue, if you're somebody who used to struggle, if you're somebody who still struggles, somebody who definitely wants to get rid of it. Let me know. We can exchange ideas. Man, that's what community is for. That's one of the main goals about all of this. But yeah, I digress. The only thing I can say is I wish you a good evening, day, whenever you're watching this. Stay healthy, keep chasing your dreams, and we'll see each other soon. Peace.